Hey everybody, this is Allison from Allykatkreations. How are you? I'm hanging in. I get a kitty cuddle right here. I get Ethan on my lap and Morgan over here. They say hi. So I am so happy. I'm like beyond, the gratitude is like beyond for everybody liking the Emerald Tablet series that I've been doing. So if you do like them and you go back to watch the rest of them, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the page if you haven't done so already. Spreads out the word. So yesterday I've been very congested. It's rainy, it's moldy. I am allergic to that. I've been taking ALT. This helps with breathing and unclogging. But I was in a boatload of pain yesterday. Even though it's not snowing here in New York, it is raining. The air mass changed, it got warmer, and that throws my whole body off. So I've been also taking the pain and the inflammation drops. Yesterday was not fun, so I do apologize for that junky video. But I have we're not done yet. We are not done just yet. Today we're going to read Emerald Tablet 12, the law of cause and effect and the key of prophecy. I'm excited. And I might have to stop and put my 2 cents in. A whole bunch. Also, I have an outer infection. It's in my gum protruding out, which I prefer than inside, like in my nasal cavity. Fun stuff. I'm trying every which way to get that pulled out. But in the meantime, if I mispronounce things, don't hold me to it. Not good. So we're going to start with Thoth. List ye, O man, to the words of my wisdom. Listen to the voice of Thoth-The-Atlantean. Conquered have I the law of time, space. Knowledge have I gained of the future of time. Know I that man, in his movement through time, space, shall ever be one with the all. Again, this is what the law of one preaches, but it's love light, which is still a social memory complex, which brings everybody to one. Even though we're individualized consciousness, we're a part of all, which is one. Know ye, O man, that all of the future is an open book to him who can read. All effects shall bring forth its causes, as all effects grew from the first cause. Know ye the future is not fixed or stable, but varies as cause brings forth an effect. Look in the cause thou shalt bring into being, and surely thou shalt see that all is effect. In the great beginning, there grew the first cause that brought into being all that exists. Thou thyself art the effect of causation, and in turn are the cause of yet other effects. What this brings to mind is time travel, which we already know that Thoth is capable of doing. But in modern day, it would be the looking glass technology. So, O man, be sure the effects that ye bring forth are ever causes of more perfect effects. Know ye the future is never in fixation, but follows man's free will as it moves through the movements of time-space, toward the goal where a new time begins. Man can only read the future through the causes that bring the effects. Future proves past. Seek ye within the causation, and surely ye shall find the effects. So if you were a little kid and we talked about time travel and the going back in time and moving something would affect the entirety of the timeline moving forward. Why do you think it's been taking this long for our civilization to quantum leap into the next Renaissance? We're in the Renaissance period, friends. Like we really are. We're on the cusp of jumping in a quantum way and leaping into a future that brings interdimensional space travel. Very important that we read this, because there are people going back and changing timelines. And if you know about the Mandela effect, we already had one of those timelines shift back into existence. They found Shazam and the VHS tape. So those of us living in the 80s and early 90s that remember that movie and watching it and remember certain things a certain way, there was a split in time. That timeline died and we entered a new pocket of space. And now we're merging back with the 80s and 90s timeline, futurized. But still, cause and effect. It's causing us to have to wait a longer period of time for this evolutionary shift to quantum leap. Because they're still playing upstairs with temporal wars. They're still going back in time and trying to twist certain things to get a different outcome to serve the evil. Although their technology is bupkis, they're still doing it. Listen ye, O man, while I speak of the future. Speak of the effect that follows the cause. Know ye that man in his journey lightward is ever seeking escape from the night. Aye, from the blackness of night that surrounds him, like the shadows that surround the stars in the sky, and like the stars in the sky space, he too shall shine from the shadows of night. Ever his destiny shall lead him onward until he is one with the light. Aye, through his lies, midst the shadows, ever before him glows the great light. I mean, the light won the war. We won already. We're watching a movie. We're watching the light win, but the death of the darkness is what we're watching materialize and then vanish. It's just taking too long white hats. Way too long. And at least the good guys, who are the white hats, Barbara Messiniak wrote that in her book. They're different pants, I think. But either way, there's too many people suffering right now, like myself included in this, that I live in a communist state. How the hell do you expect me to work? How do you expect a lot of people to work? And how do you expect people to feed their kids? I'm happy everybody is, on super chatting and Patreoning and doing all these wonderful things. But not everybody has the capability of doing that. So what is those people supposed to do? Lose it all and say it's casualty of war? But they didn't do anything wrong. Well, some of us didn't do anything wrong. Wake up. The show must end soon. Commentary. Thoth has conquered time and therefore has full realization of the law of cause and effect. He has been able to penetrate to pass and effect back to cause and know that nothing happens by chance. And that the future is not fixed by fate, but reached by the law of effect resulting from cause setup. So you go back and you move things, it fixes up everything. From the first cause to the furthest most extension, all things must move according to this law. Knowing this, man should be careful of the causes he sets up. And you can also argue it's the multiverse theory with the quantum entanglement, that the one decision you didn't make in your physical body now is playing out in another physical body that you have in another dimension. That's why nuclear war will never happen again, because they won't allow it. And when I say they, upstairs will not allow it. So if they suggest that there is going to be a nuclear fallout of any sort, it's not going to happen. They're not going to allow it to happen, because that not only disrupts the temporal dimensions that inhibit Earth, 4, 5, 6, it also destroys as above, so below. No more nukes. Not allowed. Not on their watch. Thoth begins to speak of the future according to causes he sets up. Man's destiny is the final blending with the light, even though he moves through darkness during material incarnations. When he speaks of the future light-born, he is speaking of the seventh cycle. And he also tells of the chaos that must come first, though in the end, light will conquer the darkness. What cycle do you think we are on right now? Bingo, 7. Light 1. We won. We just have to watch it play out and awake a lot of people up who aren't seeing the tyranny, who aren't seeing all the evil, negative stuff going on in our countries, not just the United States, all of them. And if you didn't watch Tucker Carlson, you want a good laugh and you want to pee your pants, I don't care if you are on the left side, you must watch. It's really funny. He tells it He said it today. Trudeau is a Castro. He unleashed it. And a lot of us knew about that for a very long time. Tinfoil hat queen. So yeah, the light ones. Now it's your turn to raise your vibration. And this may never repeat ever again. And if it does, it's because you didn't emerge out of 3D. Man has risen high in development in past ages and passed on closer to the sun state. What has happened before will happen again. The ones to whom Thoth spoke would overcome and pass on their place to be taken by another wave of consciousness from the lower planet. So there are people, when you incarnate, you are given some free will choices and you get to choose some things, but you forget because you get amnesia. This is the only one of the few places in 3D that you have amnesia because you have to learn your soul's lessons. So 3D is self-awareness, being an individual, understanding, and then learning unconditional love in order to get and prepare you for 4D. Well, there are some people with newer souls or karma or whatever have you that will set them back into 3D again. Will that world be a better one? Most likely, yes. But the best thing and the best part about it is our animals, even though they're conscious, they're not 3D in third dimension, they're in second dimension. They will move up to be the new humans. So we're teaching our animals love and how to be cute and cuddly and give them belly rubs and love them and to provide for them. And that in exchange helps us with unconditional love because you love well, most people love their pets, not crazy people who kill them. So we take care of our animals, they take care of us, and they will merge up into 3D, into the next cycle. Most of us will evolve up to 4D. Go in here. The ancient race would in time be forgotten, and the rulers would become gods to those who came after. Of such were Osiris, Horus, and Isis. Man's soul only remains on this planet until he receives the first degree of illumination, then passes to Venus, from where to Mercury, and finally to the sun, where it becomes one with the cosmic consciousness. The law of one calls that the logos. After they are gone, the knowledge they have will be forgotten by man, excepting those who are appointed custodians. The age-old struggle will go on, man constantly striving to regain that which he lost. Some there are who are greatly in disorder, that they will strive to hold others back. But light must conquer darkness. Order banishes disorder. Through the earth trembles from the combat. According to the prophecy, The time is now when this shall come to pass. The prophecy on this page is so plain, no comment is needed, save to say that we are now entering on the period spoken of. As if I meant to read this now. There's always a reason why Spirit tells me to read certain things at certain times. And why I say I'm going to do certain things on the channel and then they don't kind of come, it's because I'm not supposed to. It's in divine timing, my divine timing. But I am a mouthpiece in a sense, helping spread what they want out. Projected, spoken into the ether, inter-ether. Thoth prepared to leave the outer earth and return to Amenti, placing his body beneath the fire of life, while his soul goes elsewhere. When man again rises to the light, he promises that he will come forth again. He adjures them to guard the secrets he has given them, and especially the entrance to the halls of Amenti. How well they kept their trust is shown by the fact that it is still guarded by their descendants. So what did I talk about with yesterday's reading? Dr. Michael Salla, still up, it's on his YouTube page, interviewed a soldier who went down with some Aztecs, well, Mexicans who can know that ancient language, and they activated the Ark. Where's the Ark? Bermuda Triangle. What was in and around the Bermuda Triangle at the time? Note that our planet and positions where they are now are not where they were back then. Everything was positioned differently. The triangle and the energy was still there, but land masses were not where they were. So what was there? Possibly the gate to Amenti. I believe Thoth is in human form, incarnated into somebody right now. I have my guesses, but I will not disclose them. Ingersoll, my mouth, Lockwood has that key. Okay, we're gonna go the rest of the way, Thoth. Dark though the way be, yet shall be conquered, the shadows that flow around him like night. Far in the future, I see men as light born, free from the darkness that fetters the soul, living in light without the bonds of the darkness, to cover the light that is light of their soul. Know ye, O man, before ye obtain this, that many the dark shadows shall fall on your light, striving to quench with the shadows of darkness the light of the soul that strives to be free. Great is the struggle between light and the darkness, age old and yet never new. Yet know in time far in the future, light shall be all and darkness shall fall. Many light workers are getting attacked on a spiritual astro sense, the astro plane. A lot of people are getting attacked right now. A lot of heavy energy going through. Raise those vibes. List ye, O man, to my words of wisdom. Prepare, and ye shall not bind your light. Man has risen and man has fallen. As ever new waves of consciousness flow from the great abyss below us toward the sun of the goal. Ye, my children, have risen from a state that was little above the beast. Until now, all men ye are greatest. Yet before thee were others greater than thee. Yet I tell I thee, as before the others have fallen, so also shall ye come to an end. And upon the land where ye dwell now, barbarians shall dwell and in turn rise to light. Forgotten shall be the ancient wisdom, yet ever shall live through the hidden from men. You have to remember, we have to look back at the origins of this planet, whatever that means to you, whether it's right or wrong, whether it was manipulated or not, to find our own truth. But in essence, they're unlocking ancient technology. They're hiding it from you, the governments. But there are whistleblowers and people out there that have higher resources that are basically saying, yeah, there are these things and we're finding them all over the planet and we're activating them. And then people are going and actually activating them. So, and I mean, it's not for a bad thing. It's not for a bad purpose. They don't want a million people going into Bermuda Triangle and it's still dysfunctional. They don't want you getting hurt. And I get that. I understand that tenfold. Still. Yet tell thee, as before the others have fallen, so also shall ye come to an end. And upon the land where ye dwell now, barbarians shall dwell and in turn rise to light. Forgotten shall be the ancient wisdom, yet ever shall live, though hidden from men. That technology is hidden. I in the land thou callest Chem, races shall rise and rise shall fall. Forgotten shall thou be of the children of men, yet thou shalt have moved to a star space beyond this, leaving behind the place where thou hast dwelt. The soul of men moves ever onward, bound not by any one star, but ever moving to the great goal before him, where he is dissolved in the light of the all. Know ye that ye shall ever go onward, moved by the law of cause and effect, until in the end both have become one. I, men, after ye have gone, others shall move in the place ye lived. Knowledge and wisdom shall all be forgotten, and only a memory of the gods shall survive. As I to thee am a god by my knowledge, so ye too shall be gods of the future. Because of your knowledge far above theirs. Yet know ye that all through the ages men shall have access to the law when he will, when you will it. Ages to come shall be revival of wisdom to those who shall inherit thy place on this star. They shall in turn come into wisdom and learn to banish the darkness by light. Yet greatly must they strive through the ages to bring unto themselves the freedom of light. Many who are bound in darkness shall strive to hold others from the light. It's happening right now. There's a lot going on right now. Then shall there come unto men the great welfare that shall make the earth tremble and shake in its course. Guys, how many earthquakes are happening? How many tectonic plates are happening? How many volcanoes are going off? What's going on with this wonky weather? Have you noticed the moon's been moving on different places? I'm serious. The moon by me usually cycles like that. So at this time, at this point of year, I should be able to look out my window and see the moon. And then as, you know, it gets lighter or, you know, darker earlier, you usually see the moon like around March, April over here. It's over there. I can't see it. Something's happening. Then shall the dark brothers open the warfare between light and the night. There's a lot going on upstairs. When men again shall conquer the ocean and fly in the air on wings like the birds, when he has learned to harness the lightning, then shall the time of warfare begin. Tesla? Great shall the battle be twixt of the forces, great the warfare of darkness and light. Nation shall rise against nation. Using the dark forces to shatter the earth. Weapons of force shall wipe out the earthmen until half of the races of men shall be gone. Then shall come forth the sons of the morning and give their edict to the children of men, saying, O men, cease from thy striving against thy brother. Only thus can ye come to the light. Cease from the unbelief, O my brother, and follow the path and know ye are right. They didn't say what weapons. That's a weapon wiping a lot of people out right now. And I'm not here to scare anybody who's taken it. Again, you signed a contract. It's in your contract how you leave this planet, when you leave this planet, and the matter of how you do. I don't judge that. That's up to you and your maker, your creator. Okay? It's not by nukes. Not by nukes. The children of men, shall progress onward and upward to the great goal. Children of light shall they become. Flame of the flame shall their soul ever be. Someone's thinking about me again because my nose is getting itchy. I don't touch my nose at all because I don't like my nose. Knowledge and wisdom shall be men's in the great age. He shall approach the eternal flame, the source of all wisdom and the place of beginning. That is yet one with the end of all things. I, in a time that is yet unborn, all shall be one, and one shall be all. Then a perfect flame of this cosmos shall move forward to a place in the stars. I shall move even from out of this space-time into another beyond the stars. Density. Crystalline beings is up next on the menu, my humans. We go from carbon to crystalline. Then we go into our light being. I want to just go to the light being because these DNA upgrades, ouch. Star family, if you hear me. Long have ye listened to me, O my children. Long have ye listened to the wisdom of Thoth. Now I depart from ye into darkness. Now go I to the holes of Amenti, there to dwell in the future, when light shall come again to man. Yet know ye, my spirit shall ever be with thee, guiding thy feet in the pathway of light. Guard ye the secrets I leave with thee, and surely my spirit will guard thee through life. Shine thine eyes ever on the pathway to wisdom. Keep the light as thy goal evermore. Fetter not thy soul in bondage of darkness. Free, let it wing in its flight to the stars. Now I depart thee to dwell in Amenti. Be thou my children in this life and the next. The time will come when ye, too, shall be deathless, living from age to age, a light among men. For those of you who do believe in the afterlife, like I know my parents that are passed away have 3. 2 moms and my adoptive father, my father. One is in 5th density. 2 are in 6th. Waiting for me. They're just a thought away. They're just a thought away. So if you're listening to this and you're losing people, don't fret. Energy does not die. It just transforms into something else, which is still energy. Light. So they're always obtainable. Today, I had a lot of light. All my neighbors' lights were fine. And my lights were going on, shuttering on and off. Like, I know they're around. Guard ye the entrance to the halls of Amenti. Guard ye the secrets I have hidden among thee. Let not the wisdom be cast to barbarians. Secret shall thou keep it for those who seek light. Now I depart. Receive thou my blessings. Take thou my way and follow the light. Bend thou thy soul in the great essence. One with the great light, let thy consciousness be. Call thou on me when thou doesn't need me. Use my name thee 3 times in a row. So before, I'm actually going to read key 13. But before I do, Thoth and others, whether you want to believe whatever you want, and I truly believe this is actually now occurring in our time space now. Whew. There's a lot going on in the news about the Kandahar giant, the giants in general, finding a lot of things like the arcs and other discoveries that were already discovered that we're just hearing about now because they didn't want to tell you, but there are people that are sick and tired of having to sign non-disclosure agreements to hush-hush about things that everybody really needs to learn and know about. Though, because the darkness had control over and grasp over us for such a freaking long time, the light needed to hide itself and its technology and everything that it has to show us because they didn't want it getting in the hands of evil. Because then we'd be forever lost. We'd be all enslaved. I would definitely be dead by now. I'd be in an internment camp like my great and my great uncle. They were in the Holocaust. I am not repeating that history. I'm not repeating 1938 at all, ever. And if you can't see that it's repeating, the past has to go twice because of the timeline shifts. So if you're not seeing that we're repeating Lincoln and Davies, you need to do your research. We have a duly elected president. 2. One's the commander-in-chief. The other one's the president of the corporation. Someone never left. Their title just changed. Because of the dark, we have to keep going through cycle after cycle after cycle through humanity to get to this spot right here and now. And unfortunately, the dark side wanted to take out humanity and what was left of humanity enslaved for their own greed, lust, and control. They did it ingeniously, but unfortunately, it is war. And there are many, many, many millions of deaths. It's not just an American war. It's a global, sorry, not globe. It's a planetary war. Didn't just happen here. It happened everywhere. They want upstairs, wants everybody to stand up and fight for your freedom and your sovereignty. They want you to stand up and say no. And me losing my job and standing up and not giving in, even though that would have been a committed suicide, willingly know that putting this into me would have actually me. I stood up. I don't wear this. And if I do, it's because I need to go to the grocery store and I have no other choice because I need food. And I'm not going to go into what Amazon put me through a few weeks ago when our first storm hit here. And it was really, really stupid cold out, and it took 3 days to get food delivered here. We're in really scary times, but it's a lot of optics. Don't buy the fear. Raise your vibration. Know that you're watching a documentary movie starring all the evil people that are going down. And you're seeing it by them losing their shows and having boots on their feet. And they're positive for something they got jabbed with, but that's just a calm. That's just letting you know they're in a lot of trouble. When Mr. Mittens had a vanilla envelope at the fraudulent funeral that happened last year, what do you think that was? One-way ticket to the spa. We're watching an unfolding. There are people out there showing you where the tunnels are, showing you how these people were able to get away with crimes against children and humanity. And they put a perception on. They're actors. They're really good at what they do. And they spellcast and they use their words and they put you to sleep and they put you in a subconscious state that ends. It ends. And hopefully by the end of this month, we see victory. And then the real show of light will come in time. These technologies will hopefully be coming up to surface. Let's hope so. Emerald Tablet 13. The Keys of Life and Death. Who would have thought? Lucky number. We're taking that one back too. Thoth. Okay, Thoth first. Listen ye, O man, hear ye the wisdom. Hear ye the word that shall fill thee with life. Hear ye the word that shall banish the darkness. Hear ye the voice that shall banish the night. Mystery and wisdom have I brought to my children. Knowledge and power descended from old. Know ye not that all shall be open, when ye shall find the oneness of all? When shall ye be with the masters of mystery, conquerors of death and masters of life? Ye shall learn of the flower of Amenti, the blossom of life that shines in the halls. In spirit shall ye reach the halls of Amenti, and bring back the wisdom that liveth in light. Know ye the gateway to power is secret. Know ye the gateway to life is through death. Through death, but not as ye know death, but a death that is life and is fire and is light. See? Desireth thou to know the deep hidden secret? Look in thy heart where the knowledge is bound. Know that in thee the secret is hidden, the source of all life and the source of all death. Listen ye, O man, while I tell the secret. Reveal unto thee the secret of old. Deep in earth's heart lies the flower, the source of the spirit that binds all in its form. Know ye that the earth is a living body, living in body, Mother Gaia. As thou art alive in thy own formed form, the flower of life is as thine own place of spirit, and the streams through the earth, as thine flows through thy form, giving of life to the earth and its children. renewing the spirit from form unto form. This is the spirit that is form of thy body, shaping and molding into its form. Know ye, O man, that thy form is dual, balance in polarity, well, one, while formed in its form. Know that when fast on thee death approaches, it is only because thy balance is shaken. It is only because one pole has been lost. Commentary. Thoth promised to teach the secret of the flower of life, and when they attain oneness, they shall go to Amenti. The flower of life is the solar plexus of earth, and from it spirit flows, holding earth in form. The same spirit is in man as in earth, only different in quantity. Man is dual in polarity, and when one pole becomes unbalanced, the equilibrium of the body is shaken, and sickness and death appear. Perfect balancing of the polarities eliminates sickness and disease. It's true. The flower of life exerts a balancing effect on the polarities of the body, holding them in even equilibrium. The rest of this tablet is so plain, it needs no interpretation, for only definite exercises are given. So here's the problem that a lot of us are aware of. We can never be in an equilibrium state because of the evil and the darkness that have poisoned the air, the food, the water, and everything that we have has been tainted with materials, chemicals, and substances, regardless of how pure you eat, you are, that's still getting in. The contaminants are still getting into your food. You grow organic and you don't put the GMO and the sprays on it, but it's still absorbing the nonsense that they chemtrail above you. There's still fuel, there's still all kinds of chemicals that constantly go within. So it's all tainted. Even the rainwater. So just know that we have to clean up the planet in order for us to achieve this equilibrium, but you still need to achieve the balancing of your harmonics within and know about your chakra system. Know how to balance your, your inner self, your inner knowing, your being. Back to Thoth. Know that thy body, when in perfect balance, may never be touched by the finger of death. Even accident may only approach when the balance is gone. When ye are in a balanced equilibrium, ye shall live on in time and not taste of death. Know that thou art the balanced completion, existing because of thy balance of poles. As in thee, one pole is drawn downward, fast from thee goes the balance of life. Then unto thee cold death approaches, and change must come to thine unbalanced life. We won't have this anymore. Although death does come, but our soul never dies. Know that the secret of life in Amenti is the secret of restoring the balance of poles. All that exists has form and is living because of the spirit of life in its poles. See ye not that in death's heart is the balance of all things that exist and have being on its face? The source of thy spirit is drawn from earth's heart, for in thy form thou art one with the earth. When thou hast learned to hold thy own balance, then shalt thou draw on the balance of earth. Exist then shall thou while earth is existing, changing in form only when earth too shall change. It's happening now. Tasting not of death, but one with this planet, holding thy form till all passes away. Out with the old, in with the new. List ye, O man, whilst I give the secret, so that ye too shall taste not of change. 1 hour each day shalt thou lie with thine head pointed to the place of the positive pole, north. 1 hour each day shalt thy head be pointed to the place of the negative pole, south. Whilst thy head is placed to the northward, hold thou thy consciousness from the chest to the head. And when thy head is placed southward, hold thou thy thought from the chest to the feet. Hold thou in balance once in each 7, and thy balance will return to the whole of its strength. If thou be old, thy body will refreshen, and thy strength will become as youth's. This is the secret known to the masters, by which they hold off their fingers of death. Neglect not to follow the path I have shown, for when thou hast passed beyond years to 100, to neglect it will mean the coming of death. Hear ye my words and follow the pathway. Keep thou thy balance and live on if life. Hear ye, O man, and listen to my voice. Listen to the wisdom that gives thee of death. When at the end of thy work appointed, thou may desire to pass from this life, pass to the plane, where the sons of the morning live and have been given as children of light. Pass without pain and pass without sorrow into the plane where is eternal light. First lie at rest with thine head to the eastward. Fold thou thy hands at the source of thy life, your solar plexus. Place thou thy consciousness in the life seat. Whirl it and divide to north and to south. Send thou the one out toward the northward. Send thou out the other out to the south. Relax thou thy hold upon thy being. Forth from thy form will thy silver spark fly, your silver cord, upward and outward to the sun of the morning, blending with light at one with its source. There it shall flame till desire shall be created, then shall return to a place and a form. Know ye, O men, that thus pass the great souls, changing at will from life unto life. Thus ever passes the avatar, willing his death as he wills his own life. The key to the placing of consciousness at the time of death, so that memory may be carried from one incarnation to another. Listen ye, O man, drink of my wisdom. Learn ye the secret that is master of time. Learn ye how those ye call masters are able to remember the lives of the past. Great is the secret, yet easy to master, giving to thee the mastery of time. When upon thee death fast approaches, fear not, but know ye are master of death. Relax the body, resist not with tension. Place in thy heart the flame of thy soul. Swiftly then sweep it to the seat of the triangle. Hold for a moment, then move to the goal. This thy goal is the place between thine eyebrows, the third eye, the place where the memory of life must hold sway. Hold thou the flame here in thy brain seat until the fingers of death grasp thy soul. Then as thou passest through the state of transition, surely the memories of life shall pass too. Then shall the past be as one with the present. Then shall the memory of all be retained. Free shalt thou be from all retrogression. The things of the past shall live in today. Man, ye have heard thy voice of my wisdom. Follow, and you shall live through the ages as I. And the next video, I will do the supplemental tablets, finishing out this series. But for those of you who want to know what the flower of life looks like, I know it's very late, but you can, and it pops up. Thoth is mentioning meditation and your body placement, which is really important. So know where your north and your south are, know where your east and your west is, and wherever you are, and practice that. Your soul never dies. Your avatar does. Just remember that. And yes, your soul can get trapped in the lower heavens. That's the shadow people that you see. That's the demonics. I know that my uncle who committed suicide only 2 years ago, whereas I able to reach out to a medium and he helped pass him on. He was stuck. Now he's in the light. Don't get stuck here. Don't grab to material possessions. You have your soul. Take care of it. Know this war is almost over. Know that there's a lot of darkness that is coming to the light that might really harm you and shatter your soul. Don't allow it to. You're going to see a lot of death and more destruction. A lot of us might go through some very tough times losing everything. But at the end of the day, I know I have my soul. And I know where I want to go. I want to go home. And I know where home is. I'd rather be a guide upstairs. But I had to learn some lessons. I had to end my karmic cycles here. I had to help other people play out their karma. I had to help a lot of people learn a lot of different difficult lessons. We all have a purpose, and we all have a soul group, and we have a soul tribe, and we have a star family, and we have a team. I have a large one upstairs. They're just being stubborn and helping me. Yes, I said it. But we have these things. So the next part, I'm going to read the supplementary, and then it will end one of my favorite books. What's happening now in our world straight from the Emerald Tablets. The arcs are coming up. I'm looking up more information about them because I'm very curious about Lemuria and Mu. I'm very curious to know what they have to say about the arcs. And there's other dimensional places in and around Earth and vortexes, we call them vortexes, where people move in between timelines and in time and in densities. So there's a lot to discover. There's a lot to learn. But it's really fun in investigating how all of this ties into what we are dealing with now and what you need to do for your own self to raise your vibration, go within, become the creator you came here to be, stand in your sovereignty, stop complying with unconstitutional laws. They're not mandates are not laws. I don't care what constitution they go by. They're not standing by anything right now. They're making things up as they go along. And no one's stopping them. It says it in the Declaration of Independence in America. If your government is not behaving in the way that people want, if the vast majority of the people are sick and tired of living in tyranny and communism, that is becoming what America is. We were always enslaved. We were always under this shit. Always. The problem is they brainwashed everybody here. They rewrite, it's like the year after I was born, that book, where they rewrite history the way they want you to see it and understand it, so you don't question what they're doing. And then eventually, as things had to be sped up because someone fouled their plans, then you see the narrative. We would have all still been asleep. And there are people that were awake and then you called them crazy. They're not crazy. That term that everybody uses, look to see where that word originated from. I'm putting this out because everything that happened in the past is coming back to haunt us. But we've conquered the darkness. We just have to now all see it within. And we all have to understand it doesn't matter where you're coming from and what religion you're coming from and what backgrounds you're coming from, where you live, where you come from, it doesn't matter. You, I, and everything is one. We're just dispersed. And it's your time now to stop obeying this crap. These demons, whatever you want to call them, stop obeying. Yes, many of us will lose everything. But at the end of the day, when you die, do you take everything with you into your grave? No. It's just the way the world is, sucks. And we now have to move into a frame of mind on how to make it better and to start manifesting better for everybody, not just for yourself, for everybody. I want everybody to be abundant. I want all these killings and robberies and disgusting things to end. I want everybody to walk around with respect for others and their differences. We are human beings, first and foremost. Upstairs, they don't care what color and race, creed, what you identify with. They don't care. You're human. You're from Terra. You're a Terran. Third rock from the sun. That's it. That's what you are. You're a human being. You are from Earth. You're a Terran. We're all one. We're different aspects of the the one infinite creator. It's all. We're all different aspects playing out roles on this rock in third density. And now, for the first time in the greatest experiment to space, yes, we're an experiment. We get to keep our avatars and jump into a different density. Wouldn't you want that? I would. I mean, I want to be my sixth density self in my little light body, and I don't have to carry around all this density pain and torture. But eventually I'll get there. A little fuzzy butt. So make sure each and every day that you put out love to Mother Earth, that you visualize a better world for everybody. Make sure, if you want to meditate, and meditations in different forms, because a lot of people I can't meditate. I can't really either. I can't sit and concentrate without sound or being guided into a meditation. I've tried it and only successfully have done it a few times, but I think I know why I'm being stopped is because I'm being attacked. And even though I don't consent to it and I'm like, nope, you have no power over me, they try anyway. So I do guided meditations. But a lot of people meditate when they're playing video games, which is, you shouldn't be doing that much, but it does help your brain. People watch television, people wash the dishes, people do cleaning, people are reading. There's different forms of meditation. Try to visualize in your head a cleaner, better place to live, where everybody has abundance, where everybody has a home, everybody's happy. We don't have to worry about the greed. We don't have to worry about, bad things still have to happen because you need a balance. But we don't have to live where we are right now. It's hell, literally. And we can do better than this as a humanity, all of us. And we are starting all collectively to stand up. I know in parts of Europe, almost every day, every weekend, people are going to their town squares, to their city halls, and they're standing there and they're vocalizing the wrongs that are being handed down to people. Canada, trucker convoy. America, they're up there. If they live up in that region, they're up there with their stuff. They don't want you to know about that. They don't put it on the news that there are protests, millions of people in all different parts of the world trying to overthrow the tyranny and the communism. They don't want you to know. But it's happening. Now it's your turn, whether it be local or you have the funds and the means to do something bigger than yourself. This is the time to step up. And if you're home, write emails. I write to my constituents, my politicians, the people who are supposed to represent me. I write them all the time. Whether they want to read it or not, I put the intention and energy out there. I am sick and tired of being a doormat for the government. I'm sick and tired of giving money, paying into having everything taken away from me. And then when I need it, it's not there. And then, oops, sorry, it's on our time when you get. No. There's a lot of injustices and it's all going to be set right. But it's up to us now to create a new future and a new earth. Be on the side of good. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please, if my work resonates with you, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in drops, these really help, especially with breathing and your allergies and sinuses. If you're looking for another source of income, I can help you out. I hope each and every one of you have a really good night. I hope this gave you some hope. I really hope that this makes sense. Please keep those comments coming. It gives me a sense of purpose. I will address my hangs, my sun, my moon, and my star. But it's a little longer than what I can write in comments, so I might do a little side piece on that. Otherwise, sending each and every one of you love and light. Let's hope this is the month. Put the intentions out there, guys. Have a good night, guys.